All right. Well, salutations, TrickSupply universe. Welcome to our TGIF Friday live stream celebration today of, well, we're doing colorful magic. Here's some colorful things to look at. Look at these great volumes from the Grand Master Juan Temerie. If you need some magic theory from the Grand Master, we got you here. Step into the showroom 11 to 6 every day here in Las Vegas now on Sunset Road. Or hey, shop anytime on the internet. We're here 24/7 for you at TrickSupply.com. And thank you all for finding me here today. Yes, indeed. We are going to see some magic. I got some fun demos queued up for you. I've got some of the latest, greatest stuff to share. Yeah, there's Rubik's Cubes on the shelf. That's right. Phew, Tim made it. Tim, I think your book should be in the mail today. Maybe it went yesterday. I'll double check on you and get you a tracking on that. And yeah, if there's a weird audio or if there's echo, let me know. What's up, Jim? Sound check 1 2. Sound check 1 2. So it could be Tamares or Tamarie. I like saying Tamarie. It makes me sound fancy. And to be clear, I'm going to talk about a few books today. I don't know if I could talk about anything any better than the ones where are the books? There they are on that shelf. The Magic Rainbow. Oh man, that is a mother lode of Juan Temerie's theory. You want to go down the magic theory rabbit hole, that's where you're looking at. I do have a couple other books to talk about today. We'll talk about them, but hey, let's get started with a little bit of tricking. We're going to start with some DIY color magic. This from the Vanishing Ink House, Eric Leclerc's take on the hot rod paddle. You make it yourself out of Legos. So well, we got green and white and blue and red and yellow. And I took the time of doing it on both sides to save us a little time pre-stream. And for this, you have someone give you a number from 1 to 6. You know the skit. Any number will work. You can even spell it. Like O-N-E spells 1, that's red. O-N-E spells 1. It's the same on the backside. Sideways is O-N-E. It's red also that way. And not only red here, but red here. And this is Eric Leclerc's version of the classic hot rod with baffling blocks. And if that doesn't fit the theme, I don't know what does. We're off to a swinging start. A swinging start with the baffling blocks. I really like this version of the hot rod. I feel like it's topical, you know. I feel like the hot rods are pretty the Legos are pretty popular these days, but I feel like I've also showed a few hot rods a few times. I wanted to show something along the same lines, but a little bit off the beaten path. And I might suggest that this colorful paddle, the trans potted paddle, is the highlight value item on this stream today. We've got these on sale for only $5 right now. And this is a really smart adaptation of the hot rod trick. And what happens here after your spectator chooses a color, and we'll just presume they've chosen red, it's a good presumption, then what happens is the color they've chosen vanishes from the stick. So instead of transforming all to the same color, in this case, the sticker has now disappeared. So it's a freely chosen color that vanishes. And then this Ron Frost package from Marietta does include extra stickers so that you can make the sticker, you can make it appear on the back of someone's hand and do like the ashes on palm moment, or like the double cross moment that's so powerful these days. Make it appear on a selected card if you like. Man, for $5, this is a no-brainer in my opinion. Transpotted paddle, find it on TrickSupply.com. And we'll get talking about some new stuff in a minute. While I am talking about paddle things, I feel like this set might have slipped under the radar. I also feel like this. When we were up at the up at the Magi Fest, and even here in the store, I hear it from people that are looking over the color changing knife options, that they're not the best props to take on an aeroplane. So if you really like to do the color changing knives, but you're a world traveler and you're worried about putting these things, you know, in your flight case, this might be the alternative for you. And actually, even if you just want a banger cool set of color changing knives that is quite flexible, this kit brings the bang. So this is a plastic set of knives. They're not actually knives. They're 3D printed. So this essentially could be considered a toy by, say, TSA. And then Roger Lovins, in his brilliance, figured out a system to allow you to make these color-changing knives whatever color you'd like. So while these handles are white and black, and note that they are textured as well, so that you can feel which side the knives are when they're like in your pocket. You know, that's a advantageous situation to be in. And then if you want something besides the standard colors, then this is where you get into the snap-on mechanic of the Roger Lovins color changing knife set. So he has the rainbow there, he has the red, the green, the white, and I would actually like 2 sets of these for my switchblades routine. You know, I've thought about traveling. I do a 4 knife color changing knife routine, but when I think about putting something like this in my carry-on, well, that trick doesn't make the set list because, well, you can't take knives on planes, but maybe this is the answer to that. And maybe it's just the answer for you to experiment with some cool color changing knife stuffs. I do have this product linked up in the description of this video today. As most of the items that I'm highlighting today, if you go into the description of the video, you'll see the links down there. And as always, as I'm talking about these things, feel free to chime in with a question, a comment. There we go. From the chat, I've lost a couple knives to TSA. It sucks. All right. So let me get to the focus item of today's stream. This is the real inspiration for doing magic with color. And as you can see behind me, I have quite a variety of other color magic to look at. But I wanted to shine a light on this product. And this hit my desk about 2 weeks ago as we were headed out to the Magi Fest up in Columbus, Ohio. This is the Colormatch Taskmaster. Let's unbox it for you today as we talk about it, and then maybe we'll take a little look at the demo and see what the Murphy's Magic House has to say about this lovely product. This is V2 of the Colormatch release, based on classic Anverdi technology, Anverdi being one of the forefathers of electronic magic, and that's what this is. It's an electronic, let me be clear what it is. It's an electronic box. And the precursor to this release, the markers were integral to the method, and you had to use special markers which had electronics in them. In this release, they have made the box the electronics, and you can use any markers, which is super desirable. So what does Colormatch do? Essentially, it allows you to know what color a spectator has removed from the box when they removed it. It lets you know this through a couple of ways. You get choices here with this one. First and foremost, it has an app that integrates with your phone. And on this app, you can get colored notifications. They can be super discreet, or they can be even the size of your full phone screen. You know, say, for example, you're working a big theater and you had a phone even in the back of the theater, and someone picked a yellow out, then your whole screen would light up yellow. You could see it from across the room. That would be one example of how you might use the phone screen. They also include the remote and the charging port, of course. The remote has a few ways to cue you as well. It has a visual feedback on the remote, which gives you a color light that indicates which color is being removed from the box. And it also includes haptic feedback on this device so that you don't even have to look at the device. You could just strap it on your wrist or wear it on your, put on a shirt collar, I think would be good. And then the remote will buzz, indicating which marker has been removed from the box. It's a super clever thing. And I feel like I might be missing out a few of the details. Let's go over here to the TrickSupply website and we'll see what Murphy's would like you to know about this wonderful product. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Colormatch, Taskmaster, Colormatch. Murphy's Magic is proud to present Anverti's Colormatch Taskmaster. From the legacy of Anverti's genius comes the next evolution in mentalism. No limits, no boundaries.
Do a circle. So take any color you want and do a circle. Take any color and do a square. And draw a triangle. Let's do a star. Take another color and do a star now. Take whatever color you have left and then do just a line.
This routine is pretty good.
All right, I will turn around now.
But I would suggest there's a better one.
Oh my lord.
Purple.
This is crazy. Are they
The
all
tutorial has several
What?
routines that are included with it.
Wow.
It's quite in depth on
Damn, that's fire.
the teaching.
Introducing the new Anverti Colormatch Taskmaster, a masterpiece engineered for the modern performer. Six active pens. Receive secret color codes through your phone. Or
That's the QR code up there. If you're interested, you can just zap the QR code. It'll take you to our product page.
Stealth. Hide your color code in plain sight right inside the app. From an intimate table performance to a full-scale illusion, this tool is only bound by your imagination.
What do you have in your left pocket?
This is the routine I really, really like.
Look at this.
I love this routine a million.
Bro, how?
You have your spectators place the pens around their body, in pockets, and in their sock, and you've predicted where they place the markers. Or the toothbrush. Okay.
Included routines go beyond the
Oh, I see. Do other things.
It
doesn't have to be markers.
Predict thoughts across every
hello.
and setting.
Sure, why not?
Designed for anyone ready to step into the world of mentalism without breaking the bank. This isn't just a color match system. It's a gateway to miracles.
How did you do that?
So keep in mind, you can use any
Oh,
markers.
my Lord.
The markers are not integral to the method.
The legend continues.
Yes, indeed. Man, what a banger piece of kit. And just a reminder, that QR code right there, that will take you to the Colormatch product page on TrickSupply.com, or find the link in the description of this video. How much? $150. Here's a good question from Jim. What material is the box made of? It is made of cardboard, and they do include an extra box in the package. So if your box does start to show some wear, well, they've thought ahead of that for you, and you get an extra in there. And then I would suggest that it's flexible enough to add to other props as well. That's right. The gimmick is plastic. So the cardboard is just the wrapping for the secret device, which is about half the size of the box. So the secret sits in the bottom down there. Look at Nick. We're going to Starbucks after the stream. Thank you, my friend. Your kindness is appreciated. And quite frankly, I can use the coffee today. So yeah, I can see this trick playing well. Close up, parlor, family, corporate. I think it's a very flexible piece. I think that the simplicity of the triggering, the way you're able to read the colors is, you're ready to put this right to work. This is Colormatch Taskmaster. Taskmaster. It's an easy recommendation, and that's all I have to say about that today. So that is a relatively new item. While we're talking about new stuff, let me get a couple other new things on my counter. I had some really interesting stuff hit the table, hit my desk this week. Here's a fun pile. Let's take a look. First and foremost, we're looking at Coin Bell from JL Magic. This is essentially a bell with a Morgan dollar motif. There's several things that you can do with it. You can produce coins, you can transform coins. So as opposed to using the jumbo coin as a finish, you can transform your coins to bells. I think you can do coin under bell, card under bell, things like that. It's kind of a utility prop to use with your Morgan dollars. And it's got that element of sound, which can be so important in so many venues. Sound, movement, color, that's the trilogy when you're trying to get attention. Coin bell. If you're a coin worker, that one's worth a look. A week or two ago, I talked about a product from the House of Grum. I think I actually talked about their ring and wallet last week, Nest of Wallets. And I mentioned at Magi Fest that this company had I would say it was the second or third busiest booth, because damn, TrickSupply was swamped the whole time. But Grum, these guys are making some of the best leather products in the business. And this version of, it's a version of a Nest of Wallets and the Mullicari Wallet. So if you can imagine the ring and a wallet, or card and a wallet and a thing, it's that, but applied to the Mullicari Wallet concept. And man, their products just, they feel like luxury. This is the Mullicari Wallet, and if you need a wallet in your life, and who doesn't, check that one out. Again, that one's linked up. And then today I'll have the pleasure of diving into this. There's a couple of things we got in from the House of Penguin. This is the Materializer Wallet. This is actually an electronic wallet that allows things to visibly appear inside it. Maybe, like, I could talk about this and try to tell you what it is, but it might be prudent to take a little look at the tutorial, at the trailer for this one. So let's go over here. Well, let's go over here to start. This is the Mullicari Wallet. What's that? Oof, it's a pretty penny at $1.95. Materializer. It was best if we go to the front page. How do you spell Materializer? I know I just put these things on the product page a day or two ago. And also linked in the description of this video below, you can find the Materializer Wallet. We're getting there, folks. Bear with me. I do card tricks pretty good, but sometimes the tech has me hiccuping on the speed bumps. Bang, we did it. Materializer Wallet.
This is the Materializer Wallet, a thin front pocket everyday wallet that lets you make objects appear, disappear, and even slowly materialize into existence right inside the wallet. It looks like an ordinary wallet with room for your cards and cash, but hidden inside is a clever device that gives you visual magic on demand. No apps, no Bluetooth, nothing to charge. It's completely self-contained.
What the Oh my goodness.
Does that match perfectly, right? Because this.
Hi, my name is William O'Connell, and I'm the creator of the Materializer Wallet. The Materializer Wallet has a unique electronic window that's cleverly hidden inside a slim modern wallet. So no one would ever suspect that there's electronics inside. but you're going to be able to make objects instantly and visually appear and disappear completely under your control. You can even leave it on a table or in someone's hand, and objects can appear without you even touching it.
Cool.
But don't be scared that it's electronic. Unlike a lot of other electronic items, the battery in this lasts for weeks or up to months. And you don't have to have any kind of apps or extra remotes or anything like that.
All right.
It's incredibly simple to use, and it will always be ready for you when you need it.
Holy oh my god.
And look, there's a zippered pocket. You actually, to get your card out, we have to open the zipper.
How did you do that,
that
Chris
your-
Angel? Let's go.
You're going to learn multiple routines that take advantage of what this wallet can do. And for as much as happening inside, it's shockingly low tech to operate. There's no setup, no programming. It just works every time. This is the Materializer Wallet.
All right. That is the Materializer Wallet. Now we know. What a strong moment that must be for your spectators to have something visually appear in the wallet they're holding. I can only imagine. Later on, I won't have to imagine because I'm digging into that today to see what's the skit. And last but not least on the pile of new stuff, oh man, I'm literally drooling right now thinking about Mr. Fingers, the magic of Irv Weiner. Baby, this book is a motherlode of practical working material from a guy who, well, I'll tell you this guy, he wrote the book on college shows back before any magicians were actually doing college shows. This guy said, hey, I can do this. He kind of ice broke that venue. We'll get your calls after the stream. And over 300 pages full of close-up parlor, biography in there. My words aren't wording too well today. I don't think I have to talk too much about this. This book's going to sell itself over the next week or two, and the first dozen we have flew out the door automatically. It's an easy recommendation for me. Mr. Fingers, Magic of Irv Weiner, another killer from the House of Penguin. And let me recommend one last book today. When I'm thinking about colorful things and books, I got to think about this one. From the man, the myth, the legend. He left us too soon, but he lives on in his writings. Also, he's got some banger videos and some great solo releases. One of the most prolific minds in all of magic, Max Maven, Phil Goldstein, and this is PRISM, his colored books of minimalism, all combined into one volume. I would suggest that there's more practical working minimalism material in this book than any book ever collectively published, for like one book at all. Rest in peace, Max Maven, and thank you for giving us the gifts you gave us while you were on this planet. If y'all don't have PRISM and you like minimalism, you're doing it wrong. Go get some PRISM. All right, I think it's about time for a card trick. I made it all this time without doing card tricks. Vinny, you should get this Mr. Fingers book. I was going to crack it open and page through it, but I thought I'd get too lost looking through that book today. So I'm just telling y'all, it's a great book. I've had it cracked open and looked in it. It's an amazing book. And you should have that on your beautiful library. Vinny has all the books, but if you don't have that one, you don't have all of them. All right, so new rule in TrickSupply. I have to do at least one card trick per live stream. It's in my contract now. So when I think about card tricks in color, well, of course, I think of Color Monty, the classiest color trick of all time. I would suggest this trick might have sold more tricks than any other trick ever to sell a trick. Emerson and West, of course. They also used to sell this one. I'm going to do this one for you today. It's a little bit off the beaten path. And this is actually my third favorite packet trick. It's my third favorite. Maybe one day you'll be lucky enough to see the other two. It's a story trick, it is. It's a story of four brothers, aces in their profession. And then they're identical twin quadruplicate brothers. That's right, identical twin quadruplicate brothers. And these cards would perform an act known as the sympathetic aces. where in sympathy, when a face down card would jump off a face up packet, all the face up cards would turn face down. Or vice versa, if a face up card jumps off a face down packet, all the face down cards would turn face up. This is the Sympathetic Aces Act, as it was known, and it was a successful act. It went on for many years, face up cards turning face down and face down cards turning face up. But ultimately, this act, it was doomed. I say doomed for failure, for some of these cards couldn't stop joking around. What? These cards were able to influence some of the other cards to join them, a bunch of jolly jumping jokers. The aces did have a plan that worked for a while. They figured with a little influence, they could change some of those jokers back to aces. It worked temporarily, but ultimately this act was doomed for failure. For not only were these cards a bunch of jokers, but all of the aces actually came from different backgrounds. And so the act never really amounted to much. This is my story. I am stuck with it. And hey, I hope you liked it in living color. That is the Color Aces. Color Aces, this is a Magic Maker's release of the classic sympathetic cards trick from Ronay. Emerson and West, the same people that put out Colormatch, also used to sell this. We have a few copies of this on our shelf. Only $15 for the cards, the video, the DVD. And a little skill. You'll need to know an Elmsley count. You'll need to know a Jordan count. They're pretty basic moves. If you can do that, you can do that trick. That's an appropriate applause. Thank you. Yes, my other line is, then they all ran away and joined the hippie commune. And you make a little rainbow. Yeah, if you've been on my radar, you know I like this trick. I used to handcraft these in my his house in NOLA in New Orleans, and sold it as a standalone item. It's a fun routine, a good story trick, and if you took the time to learn the Elmsley count, don't know what to do with it, let me suggest Color Aces. All right, I want to talk about a few things besides just commercial magic, things we sell, what's going on in Vegas, what's happening. We were at the local IBM meeting last Wednesday, seeing all the fellas out there. It's a thriving group, man. I've been to magic clubs around the country. I've lectured at maybe 100 of them, dozens for sure. And in the modern era, you might be lucky to find 10 guys at a magic meeting. Like New Orleans, they'd have 6 or 8 sometimes. Well, Las Vegas has a great club with, I think we had about 3 dozen people there, about 30 people at Wednesday night's meeting. You get to see luminaries like Alan Ackerman. He was there killing it. Gary Norsegian, one of my favorite local sleight of hand guys, throwing down. Good to see Paul Carpenter in town. Eric Ehrlich Campo, Fire Chill. And then also this week, I know I've had a few of you guys ask me about what Eric Stevens has been up to. Well, he is throwing down over at the Magician's Room. We've talked about the Magician's Room on here before. This is the venue at the Link Promenade where several acts are showcasing their talents. We have Gold Drake doing the 7:30 slot. Late Night Magic is in the 10:30 spot. The Conjurers are returning in March, and Farrell Dillon. Well, you can also add Eric Stevens and Richard Lord to that lineup, as for the next 3 weeks, they are sharing their show. And here's the stage at the Magician's Room. Masters and Lord present How to Be a Gentleman, a magical exploration of wit, manners, and proper mystery. It's at the Magician's Room. You'll catch Eric and Richard at 4:30. There's those handsome fellows ready to take the stage. 4:30 at the Magician's Room on the Link Promenade. And hey, looks like a show. Y'all break a leg out there. I'll look forward to seeing this show next week, and we'll have a report for you here forthcoming. Boink. As mentioned before, if you want to catch yours truly out and about on the Vegas showroom, I am still actively participating in the Wonderground. They've locked me down for another month, and I will be there this third Thursday, not next week, but the next one, with Will Bradshaw's Wonderground. This is an experience Jeff McBride curated over 16 years ago. Still going strong at one of the coolest venues in the city, the Olive. Good food, good brotherhood. So many magicians come out for this, and just a great time. Stage, close-up magic. Where are we at? LasVegasWonderground.com. Learn more there. And maybe I'll see y'all third Thursday. Right? It is awesome. All right, what's left here? What I got a couple other things, and then I'll set you all off to enjoy your weekend as I go open the doors of the store here. One thing for sure I want to talk about is this one. Like, I grabbed this on a whim, and I'm quite enchanted by star draws. I'll talk about it in just a second. What other things did I have? I grabbed this only because this is this brought back some memories, as this was one of the very first tricks I ever bought from a magic shop. David Ginn's color changing shoelaces. I would suggest this routine, it has as much merit today as it did back in the early 80s. Did it have merit in the early 80s? We don't know, but I say yay. And this is like not really a sucker style of effect, but a surprise kicker version of a color changing. Normally this is done with a rope or with a handkerchief. I think doing this with shoelaces is super smart. It's a fun color trick. And then if you want to go a little more high tech, maybe you go something along these lines. This is one of the latest things from the Henry Harrius, House of Henry Harrius. And this is his compact edition of the Venom Cube. This is the effect where you're able to match the spectator's cube after they've mixed it. You've predicted how they would mix the cube. It's a mind-blowing effect and might be the most powerful, colorful trick we're talking about today. I mean, this is a banger. This is a true impossibility, but I think the mathematics, magically wise. Oh man, I should have taken my brain pills this morning. I would say this is a more impossible trick than color match. I don't know. Maybe you do them both in the same show and you can find out and let me know. Yeah, man. Jesse, I'm thinking you could do this trick. Ron, it's like this, man. I've got 86,000 things that have color in them in this store. Like every live stream I do, this is part 1 of part 34. There is so much magic in this building. It's hard for me to make a choice. And look, there's things behind me I'm not going to talk about today. I'm not going to talk about choose crazy liquid, where liquids get suspended in the glass. I'm not going to talk about the colorful prediction from TCC, the colorful box. Man, this thing is like a Rube Goldberg contraption that does a magic trick, but we're not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about Dave Cressy's colorful jumbo production coils. They're in production again. And I'm not going to talk about Predict-A-Color. We're just going to breeze through all of this. And no, we're not going to talk about color change in silks either. Can't have everything. Where would you put it? I'm going to talk about one last thing, and then we're going to get these doors open and do our day. So here's the, wow, this needs a force to start it off. I think to do this trick properly with these crayons, you need to start by forcing a subject. And the subject is Star Wars. Now, I would suggest that it's easy enough to force a movie. You could, I would use the digital force bag on my phone. I'd make a list of like 100 movies, have my spectator pick a movie, and then they're going to pick Star Wars. Once you got that done, you're off to the races. If you don't have the digital force bank, get a spin pad, or just say, hey, folks, what's your favorite movie? Well, you ever watch Star Wars? And you can segue into that. All right, so I got a basic box of crayons here with all the colors. Maybe I could have someone pick one of the colors. And then whatever color you pick, I'll do something with that that's Star Wars-ish. So I got red, yellow, white, green, brown, and black. If someone from the chat would name a color, I'll do my best to magish with the color you pick. Thank you, Brad. And thank you, Scott, for picking the one color that's not in this package. The mystery green box is here for us, though. Well, green it is. All right. Now, what I need you to do, now that you've picked green, is to pick something that's Star Wars-ish, but green. I'm going to try to do this reasonably cool. So let's go here. I think in the trailer, they have the spectator do this. You put it in your spectator's hand, and then they do a little of this, a little of that, and then something from Star Wars that is green. Yoda, there is no do. There is no try. All right. Thankfully, I can stop talking about words now that we're nearing the end of this. So here we are with a production. It wants to see my face and not Yoda's face. This is a very clever system of producing Star Wars characters from crayons. And I didn't think or know that I would need this in my life until about 2 days ago. But now I definitely want this. A little minor manipulation. We could put the crayon right back the way it was. And this is Star Draws, an interesting piece of kit from Matthew Wright. And I'm just thinking there's a nerd out there that needs this in their life. And with that, we are completing part 1 of our discussion of colorful magic. I hope it's been informative today. Yeah, but so now, you know, all you sneaky magicians know things are happening and going on, but you have to put yourself in the put yourself in the mindset of a spectator who doesn't know that we can force crayons or colors or movies. And then all of a sudden the crayon transforms in their hand to the character from the movie they picked. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only nerd big enough to appreciate this. Let me know. Order one from TrickSupply. It's linked up in the description. All right, cool. My day's getting better already. Vinny's coming in this afternoon. Who else is going to come see me today? It's 2510 East Sunset Road. Suite 5. I'll be here till 6 o'clock today, tomorrow, and Sunday. I'm working all the weekend shifts now. You're welcome. Good to see you, Tim. I hope you enjoy the book, brother. I will enjoy the weekend. All right, y'all. I'm going to thank you once again for tuning in to our weekly live stream. We do it every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, why not? Hey, we're almost to 1,000. Once that happens, we can blow up the universe. So drop the sub, share the stream with a friend, maybe suggest to them they'd like to have this experience in their magic world. I appreciate every one of you for spending some time with me today. Doubly so for those of you spending some money. Look at you making some good choices from the House of Deuce Gala. Both of those items are great, and I would suggest Lucky Ladybug is one of the best tricks released this last decade. Thank you, Ron. I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm mostly able today, although we have had trouble with words. So we'll see how that goes. You know, we get some work done here. It's not all fun and games, but, you know, I smile most of the day. I didn't come here to dig ditches, you know. Thank you, brother. Look, short attainable goals. That's how we get there. I challenge everyone out there listening today, make yourself a little goal. Improve your world or maybe someone else's world a little bit more. Help a kindred spirit, and then we all get a little bit better. I'll do the same, and I'll see y'all next week. It's going to be a ciao for now. That's right. I'm going to Starbucks. Start there. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.